You may have noticed it recently, how your arms feel a little less steady when reaching for a cup on a high shelf, or how getting out of a chair sometimes requires a quiet pause. Perhaps your memory seems a touch foggier in the mornings, or your energy doesn't last as long as it once did. These small changes are part of a natural rhythm your body follows as it moves into its later years, and noticing them is the first step toward caring for yourself in a way that honors your strength and independence. I am Dr. Margaret Hale, and I've spent more than 50 years caring for women like you, guiding them through the delicate transitions of aging with kindness, clarity, and respect. You might think of me as the grandmother you never had, quietly offering lessons learned from decades of seeing thousands of women maintain their vitality, balance, and joy. Before we begin, I want you to know that these habits aren't about chasing youth or fighting time. They're about tending the garden of your body and mind, keeping your roots strong and your branches steady. If you stay with me through these morning routines and perhaps gently try a few of them in your day, you'll start to feel more grounded in your own strength. And if you'd like, subscribe quietly as we'll explore these small daily actions together, like neighbors sharing a cup of tea season by season. The first thing to understand is that after 65, your body starts to lose muscle mass slowly. Think of your muscles as the beams in a well-kept home. Over time, they can weaken slightly, making simple movements, standing up, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries, feel heavier. This isn't failure. It's just wear and tear that can be softened with gentle attention. I once had a patient, Mrs. Jenkins, a lively 68-year-old gardener. She noticed her knees were complaining after just a short walk around her yard. By beginning her mornings with simple, slow stretches and a few supportive body weight exercises, she regained the ease she thought was lost and could bend down to tend her roses without wincing. Bone density, too, changes as we age, quietly thinning like the mortar in an old brick wall. Weight-bearing activities, such as walking, gentle stair climbing, or standing yoga poses, are like little repairs to that wall, reminding your bones that they are still needed and loved. I often tell women that their bones thrive when given light, consistent reminders that they're still supporting a life full of movement. Even 10 minutes a day can make a difference over time, like watering roots that stretch deep beneath the surface. Circulation and metabolism slow gradually as well. Imagine the river that runs through your garden. Slower flow can make mornings feel sluggish, as your cells receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Starting the day with a glass of water, ideally at room temperature, is like nudging that river to flow again, waking up your organs and giving your body the gentle push it needs to start its day. I remember Mrs. Patel, who at 72 often felt tired until late morning. She began sipping water first thing, paired with a few slow shoulder rolls and deep breaths. Within weeks, she reported that her mind felt clearer, and even her walks felt lighter. Brain aging is another subtle companion. Your memory and focus may not be as sharp as they once were, but this is entirely normal. The brain is like a library, with shelves that sometimes gather dust. Gentle morning habits, such as reading a short passage, recalling a favorite poem, or planning a simple to-do list, help keep those shelves tidy, preserving clarity and mental stamina. I've seen patients like Mrs. Lewis, who at 75 worried about forgetting names or appointments, find that spending just 5 quiet minutes on memory exercises after breakfast gave her a sense of control and calm she hadn't expected. Emotionally, mornings set the tone for the rest of your day. Starting in a calm, reflective way nourishes resilience and balance. A moment of gratitude, a soft stretch, or even just noticing the light through your window can support your mental well-being, reminding you that strength isn't only physical, it's also about feeling centered and capable. One of my dearest patients, Mrs. Thompson, age 77, started each day by jotting down one small accomplishment or kindness from the day before. She told me that this simple habit gave her a sense of purpose and steady joy, something far more valuable than any grand exercise routine. So as you think about mornings and your own strength, I want you to see them as gentle invitations. You're not racing against time, you're leaning into it with care. These habits are small, respectful nudges to your body, mind, and spirit, reminding them that they are still vital, still alive, and still capable of supporting the life you love. Over the next few minutes, I'll guide you through 7 morning practices that protect your strength after 65. Each one is simple, safe, and grounded in decades of observation and care. Habits that honor the wisdom of your body and encourage the quiet fortitude that comes with age. Remember, this isn't about dramatic change. It's about consistent care, gentle attention, and a little curiosity. You are not weak because you are older. You are simply entering a stage that asks for a wiser, more tender approach. These mornings, if tended well, can become the foundation for many vibrant days to come. The first morning habit is movement before anything else. Not a rush to the treadmill, not a push to do what you once did, but a few slow, deliberate stretches while still in bed or beside it. Imagine your body as a garden after a soft rain. The soil is damp, the roots are ready, and a gentle touch awakens everything. A simple stretch of the arms overhead, gentle rotations of the ankles and wrists, or a small twist of your spine helps your muscles and joints remember their range, lubricating the hinges that carry you through the day. Mrs. Rivera, a 69-year-old retired teacher, told me that just 5 minutes of these movements each morning made her knees feel lighter, and her balance improved enough that she felt safer walking to her mailbox. Next, hydration is quietly powerful. As we age, our sense of thirst often dulls, yet our bodies still need water to maintain circulation, clear toxins, and support every cell. I suggest keeping a glass of water on your nightstand and sipping slowly as soon as you wake. Pair it with a moment of deep, intentional breathing, letting the cool water settle and circulate. It's a gentle ritual, almost ceremonial, a way of telling your body, I care for you today. Many of my patients have said that this small act alone, just a mindful glass of water, gives their mornings a steadier, more awake feeling. Habit 3 is nourishing your body with protein early. Protein is like fertilizer for your garden. It helps muscles recover and maintain their strength. A small breakfast of eggs, yogurt, or nuts can be enough to provide what your body needs. I often encourage my patients to pair this with something simple that delights the senses, a fresh piece of fruit, a handful of berries, or a cup of warm tea. Mrs. Henderson, 74, told me she used to skip breakfast entirely, but adding a small yogurt with a few almonds made her morning walks easier, her arms stronger, and her spirits lighter. The fourth habit is lightweight bearing movement. This doesn't mean lifting heavy dumbbells if that feels unsafe, but supporting your body through your own weight. Standing calf raises while brushing your teeth, gentle wall push-ups while sipping your morning coffee, or a slow step up onto the lowest stair in your home strengthens bones, muscles, and balance simultaneously. Think of it as quietly reinforcing the beams of your house each day so they continue to hold your life with ease. I remember Mrs. Collins, who at 71 worried about falling in her kitchen. After incorporating just 2 minutes of gentle weight-bearing movements each morning, she said she felt more grounded and secure on her feet. Habit 5 is sunlight and fresh air. Even 5 minutes by an open window or stepping outside to feel the sun on your face helps regulate your circadian rhythm, improve mood, and stimulate vitamin D production, which is crucial for bones and muscles. Mrs. Yang, 70, told me that simply opening her back door each morning and breathing the fresh air while gently stretching made her feel like the day was starting on her side instead of against her. It's a small gesture, but it reminds your body that the day is unfolding in a gentle, supportive way. The 6th habit is a mindful mental exercise. Take just a few minutes to plan your day or reflect on something positive. It could be as simple as recalling a happy memory, reading a short passage from a favorite book, or even quietly reviewing your calendar with intention. Think of your mind like a library that benefits from organization and light dusting. Keeping your mental shelves in order can make decisions easier, focus sharper, and stress lighter. Mrs. Thompson, who I mentioned earlier, swears by her morning reflection, and she credits it with helping her feel more confident and less hurried as the day progressed. Finally, habit 7 is gentle gratitude or intention setting. This isn't about grand proclamations. It's about noticing the small strengths and joys in your life. Perhaps you are grateful for a warm cup of tea, the comfort of your home, or simply the fact that you can walk to the mailbox today. Taking a moment to honor these things sets a positive tone for your muscles, bones, and mind. It's the final touch in tending your morning garden, letting your roots deepen in calm, confidence, and care. Mrs. Patel, who often worried about losing her edge, began each morning by noting one small thing she was thankful for. She told me it changed the way she carried herself, with more lightness and patience in her movements. When you bring these 7 habits together, gentle movement, hydration, nourishing food, weight-bearing activity, sunlight, mental exercise, and gratitude, you create a rhythm that supports your strength, clarity, and independence. You are caring for your body like a beloved home, tending your roots, and allowing yourself to thrive in ways that honor the years you've lived. Remember, this isn't about avoiding aging or fighting time. It's about entering this stage with wisdom, gentleness, and intention. Your strength is not lost. It simply requires attentive, loving care to flourish each day. As you step into these mornings, know that each small choice builds resilience and steadiness. Aging is not weakness. It is another chapter that invites thoughtful care, curiosity, and gentle pride. And if you'd like, stay with me through the next video, where we'll explore how these morning habits can be adapted for afternoons and evenings, so your day carries the same quiet support from sunrise to sunset. By now you may be wondering how all of these small habits truly weave together into something meaningful. Let me assure you, they are the threads of your daily strength, each one supporting the other. Think of your body as a finely tended garden. The stretches wake the roots, the water nourishes them, the protein feeds them, and the gentle weight-bearing movements reinforce the sturdy stems. The sunlight and fresh air lift the leaves, the mindful mental exercises keep the soil fertile, and gratitude waters the garden of your spirit. Taken together, these 7 morning habits don't just protect your muscles or bones, they nurture your independence, clarity, and confidence. I want to share one last story. Mrs. Alvarez, a 76-year-old retired librarian, came to me feeling uneasy about her mornings. She had noticed her balance waver slightly and felt tired before breakfast. We began with just 3 of these habits: simple stretches, a glass of water, and a few mindful moments. She slowly added gentle weight-bearing exercises, a nourishing breakfast, and brief time in the sun. Over a few months, she found herself walking to the park, tending her small vegetable garden, and even volunteering at her local library again. She told me, with a smile in her eyes, "I feel like I have my mornings back, and my strength too." You see, these habits aren't about grand gestures or rigid routines. They're quiet, consistent acts of care that honor your body's wisdom and experience. Aging is not a signal to slow down into weakness. It is an invitation to listen more carefully, act more kindly, and protect the gifts you've been given. Each morning you spend moving, hydrating, nourishing, and reflecting is a morning in which you reinforce your strength, not just for today, but for the weeks and months ahead. And remember, you are never too old to tend your garden. Some mornings will feel effortless, while others may require patience and gentleness. That's perfectly natural. The goal is not perfection. It is presence, attentiveness, and respect for the life you carry in your body and mind. Your muscles, bones, heart, and spirit respond to these little acts of care in ways that accumulate quietly, like sunlight warming the soil over weeks and months. I hope that as you practice these 7 morning habits, you'll begin to notice the subtle but profound difference they make. Maybe you'll walk a little taller, reach a little easier, or simply enjoy your cup of tea with a lighter heart. And when you do, I hope you'll remember that these habits come from decades of seeing women like you flourish with thoughtful care, proving that strength, independence, and joy are entirely possible at every stage of life. If you'd like to continue this journey, I invite you to stay with me in future videos. We'll explore the rhythms of the whole day, afternoons, evenings, and even ways to protect your memory and mobility during rest and sleep. Together, we'll approach aging not as a decline, but as a chapter filled with curiosity, wisdom, and careful attention. So as you step into tomorrow's morning, remember this: your body, like your garden, responds beautifully to gentle, consistent care. Your strength is still yours to protect, nourish, and enjoy. And with each quiet act of attention, you honor the years behind you while embracing the days ahead with confidence, calm, and dignity. Take this knowledge gently, apply what feels right for you, and know that each morning is a chance to cultivate resilience, balance, and joy. Aging is not weakness. It is wisdom in motion, and your mornings can be the tender start to a day where your body and spirit flourish together. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to walking quietly beside you again in the next video, exploring ways to carry these habits forward into every part of your day.